Hi, Ron from Reno. I know Reno. Let's take a trip to Niagara. Let's go to Reno to play Keno. Let's get away from it all. Brandon LaFerve. Yeah, I had a friend like that in the Navy, actually. Brandon from Iowa. What's it like in Iowa? Cold? It's sort of rainy and drizzly here in Washington, D.C. It's not friendly, but it's fine. Oh, yeah, some folks. Nice. Wonderful. Pennsylvania. Where in Pennsylvania, Betty? I'm from Wilkes-Barre. Upstate New York. How far up? Binghamton? I just helped a club member from Binghamton. We used to get the first TV station back in the 50s came from Binghamton in Wilkes-Barre. So I know of Binghamton. I don't think I've ever been there. Been up to all those bigger cities up there. Yeah, Buffalo and Syracuse, and the third one up there, I guess Albany. Yeah, I don't know where. Binghamton. Betty, where in Pennsylvania? Come on, where are you in Pennsylvania? Oh, maybe you said. I didn't get it down. Saginaw, Michigan. Saginaw. I went to school in Milwaukee. Cocoa Beach, Florida. Cocoa. It's Iowa. Give me a minute and I will change. I mean, you're not dressed? Is it Lansdowne, Betty? Oh, Lansdowne, Betty is Pennsylvania. Lansdowne, where's Lansdowne? That sounds familiar. Is that near Philadelphia area, Betty? Hi, Matt. Hi, Jason. Wow, we got folks. Hi. That's great. Well, there's so much going on. It is just a fire hose of grants, and fire hose of money, a fire hose of pain that people in. Manny, how you doing? Do you use Chrome as a web browser? Every time I follow your steps on videos, I am not on the same page as your steps on should. Yes, I use Chrome. But why does that make a difference? I'm not sure. Esperanza Lefevre, okay. California, Maggie, Betty is near Philly. Oh, okay, that's where Lansdowne is. Yeah, the weather will change from minute to minute. Yeah, that's for sure. Want some Santa Rosa plums? Santa Rosa. Yeah, my son was out in Santa Rosa, in farm country there. And that was very interesting. He liked it out there. Now he's here, and he's got sort of like 20 acres out, about two hours out of town, near Washington, up in near the Pennsylvania border in Maryland. And he's having a ball up there. They just went a month or two. There's something about Airbnb. I wonder what the heck that was. Burning Man. Airbnb hosts regroup online to share their tips. See, this is what, there's an article here about on Airbnb. I mean, Airbnb has a neat offer to it where it's experiences. So, if you want to take people like pub crawling or something like that, you put on Airbnb and people look for something to do, and then they pay $100 to go drink with you. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so all the experiences, or you want to know about white water rafting, or go museums or ball games or something, that's a way to sell those services. Now, they're not selling them now because no one's traveling, but they're selling the ideas on the internet. See, I think that's what you have to do. Is how can you take what you know, what you do, or what you would want to do, and start learning how to get money from it, using the internet. The only good thing about this corona foolishness is that the air is a lot cleaner. Yeah, I've seen pictures of them. Some cities in Europe that were gray, and all of a sudden you can see the tops of the buildings. I've seen you around town. Amy, you have you said hello? Come on, just come up to me and say hello. You want to call me an idiot or I owe you money? That's okay. I'm real, and I not right all the time, and I screw up, so I'll be happy to make good anything. David Brown in Phoenix, great. Near Rockville. Oh, Amy, you're near Rockville. That's right. Yeah, let's see. I used to live in Kensington. Now we moved down to Adams Morgan. And this is one of the apartments. We have 2 little one-bedroom apartments down in Adams Morgan. And it's nice to walk around, but now there's nowhere to go drink and eat and stuff like that. So it's a little... it's not normalized downtown living. Oh, but back on the... I think that this is a good time, I think, for all of us to rethink our how are we going to make money now? There's going to be new ways. There's going to be a whole new ball game when this business or whatever the hell is going on, tries to get back to normal. It's going to be different, okay? But now you have tools. People, now we have all students going to school online, okay? So my wife now pays her Zuma teacher, whatever kind of thing she does, to give free lessons. I mean, not free, but lessons online, and they go on live online. And Zoom, ZOOM.us. I use that a lot for doing interviews and all kinds of things. So you could do things there live. So you want to teach people how to cook. You want to teach people how to, do something. You have a skill. You have an interest. You want to mentor people or anything. Les, how are you? Good, brother. Oh, I'm good, Mr. Jordan. I'm great. The only good thing about this corona, yes, I actually see San Francisco. I can't actually, but can San Francisco see you? There's an old Russian joke there somewhere. But there's new ways to do it. I mean, we're all selling experiences. We're all selling expertise. You don't have to make, stuff anymore because you sell services. You sell things like that. So I think that's the new way, to make money. And you could do that, services, on the internet, like I am. Look at this. I mean, business is very good for me after 10 years of struggling how to figure this out. And it just takes time. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, if you don't have time to put it in, because whatever you decide to do, whatever any expert tells you what to do, you just have to really plan for failure. And so that's why it's really important, I think, not to spend money doing anything because you don't know what works, no matter what, and don't take other people's stuff unless you only, pay them when you get money. That's the way to do it. You pay people when you get money. You don't pay them ahead of time because you don't know what works, and they don't either, but they want to get the money, and so they want to get it earlier. Good evening from Dayton. Whoa, Mary, how are ya? I've been there. Good evening from Chambersburg is where? Is that middle of the state somewhere? I'm from Pennsylvania. But there's so many ways now. I mean, there's a theater group. Okay, they can't have theaters now. So now they're teaching theater on Zoom. So students or people want to learn about theater or be actors or actresses or whatever. So they're charging people to learn on Zoom. Like here now, see. I'm charging you guys to teach you about this, right? So people want to know. Okay, what do people want to know? What can you do to do it on? And see, you could. So you do a website. You go on wix.com. For $10 a month, you'll have a. Are you live right now? Yes, Mark. Are you? I look close to death, I know. I'm old enough to be dead a long time ago. But no, I'm live. They're about 30 minutes from Shippensburg, which is 45 minutes from Gettysburg, yes. Used to drive up there all the time, yeah. I used to teach computer classes. There was an army base near Gettysburg. And I used to teach back in the 70s. I was a computer science professor back in the 70s. And I had a government contract that I used to teach computers to government workers, all over the country. It was good fun. But now I show people how to get information. Yeah. And I think our growth in our economy is going to be that way. I mean, especially now. I mean, to me, what virus has done is show that we don't have a very strong economy. If one virus could knock our whole country off the map almost. Looks like it could have napped a bit longer. I don't know. I marry couples in New Orleans. Yeah. Online, Tony? Do you marry people online or what? Linda Tucker, I think I know you. Yeah. The French Quarter, Tony, French Quarter Wedding Chapel. Oh, I see. So do you do it online now, Stuart? Tony? You go, see, that's right. Anything can be done online now. You sell it, you sell whatever, you package it. You have to figure out what people need, and I feel that we're back in the push cart business. Simply thank you for all your knowledge. I just became a fan from Dallas, Texas. Great. I hope life be such a bless for you. It is, Jose. I don't know. In about a year ago or so, I finally found out how to package my stuff again. And so I'm having a resurgence, a rebirth, and things are very good for me. It's been a while, but man, that's right. You have to want to do something so you get through all the bullshit that you're going to have to get through. If you don't want to be there, then you're going to stop. There's too many reasons to stop. It's sort of like a relationship. We're all screwed up. So anybody could find 10 things wrong with me. I'll show you 10 more. So we're all screwed up. Christina, love your program. Thank you, Christina. Yeah, I've seen you around. Where are you from, Christina? Okay. So we're all screwed up. That's right. The same thing with any business you start, anything you think. There's going to be bad parts to it. And so you have to have a commitment, like a relationship, that you're going to get through the bad parts. Because if you're not going to go there, Hickory, North Carolina. Yes, wonderful. Hello from Texas, Matthew. Thanks for all your. Oh, well, thank you, Barry. It's selfish. I enjoy doing this. I work 24 hours a day. I love working. I have family and work. Hannah Grace, are those loans the same ones that don't have to be paid back in the government? Okay, here in Washington. Jason, have you said hello on the street? I live down in Annis Morgan now, Jason. I run every morning, so I run down to the Washington Lincoln Memorial and back. That's about 6 miles back and forth. Now, I don't run all of them, but I'm running more. I'm about 4 or 5 miles I'm going to run now. Today I walked more. I don't know, I was lazy. So I'll walk those 6 miles. Hello from Connecticut, looking for kinds of free money. Okay, Chris. Okay, let's go. Let me recap how this Corona grant money is available. There's 3 basic areas, really 4, I feel. 4 areas in the new laws. And a new law is starting tomorrow, okay, which is really just an addition to an old law, okay. The 4 areas are the Irs grants, okay. This is cash in your pocket, okay. It comes from the IRS. Everything comes from the Treasury, but that's who's distributing it. Okay, they're giving you, if you make anywhere from $75,000 up to $99,000 in income, you will get a grant from the IRS. The maximum is $1,200 per person, and then an extra $500 for a child. So if there's 2 of you, you're going to get $2,400. But the individual's income, so if the 2 of you could make $150,000. Okay, 1 of you can't make more than $75,000. So at 75, Eugene, how are you, guy? Nice to see you here. At 75 or at 150, you could go further, but you're going to get less. So like if you make $80,000 or maybe $160,000, instead of getting $1,200, you only get $1,000 or something like that. So it's going to go down until you hit $1,000 and $100,000 and $200,000. Okay, so that's what it is. Now the IRS, it's hard to call the IRS. So if you have something wrong there, but look at their main website. Put just irs.gov and look for Corona payment. And you'll find the website there. like, where's my payment? Okay, and it's spelled out there, and of course it doesn't cover every potential that you could think of. So there'll be things there that may not work for you. And you have to give it some time. A lot of people have gotten checks already. People in Let's Go Help, in the closed Facebook group, talk about how they got their checks. The people who got the checks fast were the people who had when they paid their taxes, they used electronic payment. So they had your bank account. If you used a paid tax professional, H&R Block, TurboTax, these people, if you use them, and if you paid them or used money from them, they got your return first and pass it on to you. Okay, so that means the IRS does not have your bank information. So if you're when you paid your taxes in 2019 or 2018 and used one of these services and used them, their money a little bit, and so they got your tax, that means you're not going to get electronic payments unless you went early enough to put your electronic payments. They have a website to do that. I don't know if that's still possible, and otherwise they're going to send it through the mail. Now, through the mail means they could only do 5 million a week, and it's going to be 20 weeks. So you got a few months maybe before you get that. Now, if you're Social Security or something like that, you'll get it through that way. So if you're SSI, Social Security, that's the way you're going to get it. Okay, I haven't earned the minimum to file income tax for the last 6 years. My wife is on disability. She doesn't earn it. Okay, I've gone to the IRS website. Let's see. I have expenses of $70 in credit for marketing my business. I've lost that. Let's see. John Meza. Okay, she doesn't earn a minimum requirement to file. Okay, so you haven't filed taxes. I'm not eligible. I got in the IRS to check my eligibility. I'm not eligible. As for a business system, I asked how much my business made last year. My business hasn't drawn income. I have expenses of credit card. I'm looking assistance to grow the government. Well, John, you have to be available for the IRS. If you didn't pay taxes or anything, that's okay. You still are eligible for that. And you make sure you get that. And your wife. So you and your wife are both eligible. You should be anyway. I mean, I'm wrong. I have been wrong in the past, and I'm going to be wrong a lot more in the future. But from what you told me, you should be eligible. I would work on that to make sure you get that, because you're losing $2,400 on the table right there. And that's important. Now, John, you said about you didn't have income on your business, but you have expenses. So yes, the income that's available from the business standpoint, they have businesses. Okay, there's 2-3 main programs. One is emergency money, and the other one is the PPP, Paycheck Protection Program. Okay, now the emergency money you could use for anything. The PPP is only for employees, or most of it. It has to be. So if you're an employee, then you could use it for that. Now, if they're saying, I don't know if they have. Well, I guess you have to have sales, because they want to know if your sales went down. So if you have no sales, they never went up. So how could they go down? So maybe that's it. I don't know who you checked with, but check again to make sure. I don't know if you see. There's so many. I could be wrong too. I mean, you have to talk to somebody who hands out the money. Don't trust me. Don't trust anybody else who tells you what is right or wrong. How do you find somebody who knows about the SBA? Call the SBA. Okay, it's going to take a long time. Yes. But another way to do that is through find a small bank. Okay, you want to find out. All the big banks are going to be with their buddies, and this is what happened last time. And this money is going to go, they say, just a few days again, like the last one went. So that's why you want to pull that trigger tomorrow. You want to get on the phone. If you're into that small business money, go to sba.gov and put in Corona. You'll see 4 programs there. The 2 you want is the what is it, EDIL, which is the emergency money, and that's forgivable up to $10,000, but it's all based on per employee. And the other one, PPP, is a loan, but it's forgivable, as long as you pay employees for the next 2 months, and that's what it is. And you can also use it for rent and keeping your doors open and stuff like that. John, the other thing too, I see you have expenses for marketing my business. John, if you already spent $7,000 for marketing your business and you don't have any sales, do not spend another penny marketing your business. I mean, I just think it's too hard. I can't figure it out. And there's ways to figure it out without spending money. John, you email me in the discussion, start a discussion, and say you're looking to market your business without spending money. And I'll send you some stuff on that, how to do that. I already got mine about 3 weeks. What'd you get, Hannah? What'd you get? The IRS money or the PPP money? Or by the way, on Let's Go Help, we got great reviews of people who they applied and got the money, and how to it took a while. It doesn't happen. Nothing happens quickly. Everybody's so screwed up and overworked, and the system's not set up to handle this volume, so they're all screwed up. Hannah, tell me what you got. You got it 3 weeks ago. Wow, that's cool. Did anyone get asked for their banking info on the IRS site? They asked for my info, and I use a CPA. What do you mean? Well, they want to send you the money. That's why the banking info is there. If you, I would assume, I didn't. There is on the IRS site for the Corona, cash thing. You could put in your banking information so they could electronically pay you through to your bank. That's a lot faster. It's going to take months maybe to get a check from the IRS. So maybe that's what they were talking about, Chris. I'm not really sure. They have my info, but no payment yet. Margie, are you able to check if they have the banking info, or just, and particularly if you have banking info, that a lot of people are getting confused because they used H&R Block or somebody else, and they got the money from them. So the IRS had H&R Block's banking information, and then they got the money, took out the money, and then gave you the rest. Then the IRS does not have your banking information. If you used one of those in the middle. I did my taxes with H&R, and I got my check from IRS the first week. I did not do direct. Oh, you got a check already, Brandon? Well, see, I'm wrong. Well, maybe you were that first million. They said that they were doing 5 million a week, I think the number was, and that's it. I used H&R Block, and they have my bank account for direct deposit for any refund. They will not get this, Sheridan. And my understanding is, if you gave H&R Block to put in that money last year, they're not going to get this money. They didn't keep H&R Block's money, so you're probably going to get it in the mail. It will not come to your bank through H&R Block. You may want to call H&R Block, but that's not how it works, because I did a big story on this already. That, oh man, they just screwed over people. Everybody thinks that H&R Block is going to take care of it. H&R Block didn't even know this. This is weeks ago, so maybe they know now. I got nothing, and I filed my application the same Friday. I would still qualify if they added money, or I filed another application. I guess, Jose, that is for the PPP or for the emergency SBA money. You shouldn't, but try to check. Did you get anything back from them that said they have it? Because most of them, I mean, I've seen people on the, Let's Go Help that, hey, they said they're going to hold the application. So if they didn't hold the application, it seemed, and you can't get a hold of anybody to find out, it can't hurt to just do it again, right? The worst case is you get it twice, right? And you get one back. But they should be, actually, if you did the PPP, that's with a bank, and the bank will know. Or PayPal. Don't forget. And here's the thing on the PPP. I would suggest you want to use things like PayPal or Community Bank. And I have a report I'll send you out how to find a community bank. let's see how to find your. If you Google find community bank, find community bank. Oh, it wouldn't find. Find community bank. Come on, why aren't you doing this? Okay, here's the website, icba.org, okay? icba.org. I don't know if I could write that in here somewhere. Why doesn't it? Okay, yeah, okay. Find community. I'll go to that website. That's an association of community banks, and they have an efficient way to find community banks near you. They're the people to try to work with because they're smaller. Listen to interview one lady. I mean, they're different. I mean, the big banks want to have big people, and maybe they'll change this. And actually, in this money that is going to be available Monday is supposed to be set aside. There's a certain amount for small banks. Sorry to ask if this has been covered. Just joining. I never heard back from IEDL with the application number in the 3 million. Should I reapply? I guess it can. Or if you can't find anywhere in the IEDL, that's the one. That's the other emergency money. And actually, it's funny because my father had a small business and he got $10,000 forgiven from the IEDL back in 1972. Or the EIDL. It's the same thing. They forgave $10,000. Yeah, and this was a flood where I lived in Pennsylvania. It was a flood. Yeah, so that was it. Hi, Maria. Am I eligible? I have a sole proprietorship, but was about to start, and then this happened. I just want the IDL part, so I won't have a huge loan. Well, just go to the IDL and apply. It costs nothing, Maria. You can't hurt, on doing that. Okay, I'd be guessing anyway, and that's what everybody else says. So. Just let's take a half hour, an hour, 2 hours. What the hell? What'd you do the last 2 hours? I don't know what the hell I did, but whatever. I got the IRS money and was directly deposited, and I get the weekly money from the unemployment. Good for you for the virus, Hannah. That's funny. Did you get the extra $600 yet in there? See, when you apply for unemployment now, that could be up to $1,000, $1,200 a week. So you can make it $4,000 or $5,000 a month. With the unemployment, and it's not your normal unemployment. They're just pushing the money through there, and it's just this weekend that they start. Most of the states have a special application. So if you applied for unemployment in the last couple of weeks since it started and were refused, you apply again. And when you apply, I'll give you. I have a listing of all the state offices that have the pandemic. PENDEMIC. Oh, no, it's not going in. You want to find pandemic emergency employment. You want to look for that and then put the name of your state. And then I have a list, so you could just in the discussion after we're finished, ask me for a copy of that, and I'll send it to you. I volunteered to the chat. Oh, that's nice. No tips. Well, good for you, Tony. So that they didn't have those up. So people were applying for unemployment when they heard about this. In other words, they passed the law, the CARES law, that had this extra money on unemployment, and you could be a gig worker, you could not even have a job ever and still get money. I mean, it's crazy money. And they're given extra money for longer times and everything. And people were being refused because the computers at the state level were not set up to handle it. So what were happening, people were applying for the normal unemployment and they were refusing you because they didn't have the new stuff in the system. And so that's it. Sheridan, I got direct deposit to my bank. Good for you. I did too, maybe, yeah. I have the virus, and I worked at JLA in Shippensburg. I have been set up, so it has been great. Oh, good for you. Nice to hear that. I mailed them a bank account. I mailed them my bank account, the IRS. You mailed to the IRS? That's nice. I got the IRS. It was directly, where to go? I didn't have the virus, and where I work, I don't have the virus. Where I work, Shipper, we have been set up, so it has been great. Emailed my bank account. I got the IRS money. It was directly deposited, and I get weekly money from the unemployment. Great, huh? I hope the sound will come on when this really starts. Otherwise, I may be asleep by then. Stuart, I don't know. Nobody else is complaining about the sound. Anybody else have a problem with the sound? Sorry, it was not. I see mine was down, but that was my hearing, not my speech. Anybody else have problems with the sound, Brandon? By director file. I work with my brother, small family business. Our accountant filed for us in 3 places. Good for him, her, whatever. A friend who had a small local business got her PPP. Great, and it was exorbitant. Glad for her, but surprised finding out how she did that, though. Great. Chime is great online bank account that is free and very easy. Order them. Oh, good. CHIME. That's it. So I'm going to Chime. The IRS updated my information for non-filers this morning with scheduled to be paid on 4/30. Oh, wonderful. So, Melinda, how did you find out about that? So you could tell that Chime, CHIME. And Chime is for the PPP. Chime is a great online bank account that is free and very easy in order to get the stimulus money. Wow. See, that's cool. See, these non-bank banks are the places you want to go. It's a lot easier. The old-time bank people, still want to talk to you at the country club or whatever. IRS updated my information for non-filers this morning. When did you send in that information to the IRS, Melinda? Did you fill out that form about sending in your bank? Is that how you did it? And then they got back to you and told you they got the information and let you know that way? I spent all my life looking for a woman with that kind of luck you have. Haven't we all? Independent. You got Felicia. I'm a sole proprietor. Are there grants for us? They don't care what kind of business. This is for sole proprietor, SSL or LLCs or any kind. It doesn't matter. So all the business money is for all kind of business, even non-profits. You could be a non-profit. You could be a church. That's right. This money is also for churches. So it's for everything. Can you apply for a small business without being a small business? Yes, you could be a large business. You could be a no business, but you got to have a business. And if it's not a business, then you want to go to the unemployment, because that, even for freelancers or contractors or what kind of thing, you apply there too. I have a question. I've tried to go to the SBA.gov now, and it does not let you get the loan or even apply. I have been trying to help my husband, who is self-employed as a painter, so he has to get funds. Wow. Not that you apply. We applied once, but it closed due to being overdrawn. Oh, okay, right. Well, if there, then I would apply again. You say it's not. The only thing I can think of is to contact your elected official. Because your congressmen, senators, again, you're going to have to wait on the phones because everybody's phones are busy. But you got to do that. There's no option. I mean, you can be lazy and do nothing, and the world will go by. But here's for finding your elected official, Common Cause. .org. Okay. And when you go there, you want find my elected official. Okay, that's what you want to do, and that's the important. We'll pay PayPal for credit if we apply for the PPP. No idea, even though they are. But no, PayPal is set up to apply, so they're an intermediary. And don't forget, who cares about your credit? They're giving you the money. You don't have to pay it back. Credit is for normal banks. The banks getting their money from the government. They're just so they're getting it. You're not PayPal is going to get their money because the government's going to give it to them. And they're going to give you. I filled out the pandemic emergency employment and they sent me a message that I need to file for regular employment first. I am an SSD and can only work part-time. I just started DoorDash. Good for you. Before that, I have underlying illness. Okay, well, apply. Just do what they say. Now they are telling me that I've not completed my application. I need to call them. But they said they could call me, but they said they would call me in 72 hours after completing my application successfully. I don't understand. I wouldn't understand anyway. But okay, so if they tell you to file, regular unemployment, so do it. Just do what they say, and keep doing what they say. It's stupid. That's fine. Yours is not the reason why. You don't know why. I mean, there's some geeks who wrote these programs, and who the hell knows? No, they are better to know than you and I will ever know. If they tell you to call, then hang on that phone, and do that, and keep calling. If you get somebody to call, because that's gold if you get that. And just leave it on hold and put it on speaker and wait for a couple hours doing other stuff. I did the same, but they said they are sending by mail May 1st. Okay, what are they sending by mail, Larry? The unemployment or the PPL or which one? I just put in bank info for non-filers on the 4th. Oh, I see. Good for you. April. It was been saying status not available until this morning. Get my payment info was updated. Oh, great. So from the 4th, you put the information in there, Melinda, on April 4th, and now this is the 26th. That's going to be life in the city nowadays, yeah, and there's no way around it. You just got to be a pain in the ass. It is a pain in the ass. Page isn't available right now. See, this is another